Hi, Leos. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. My name is Steph. Earlier in the month, we created an ink blot made in your name and essence, and we are going to flip it for perspective possibilities to see what symbols and shapes step forward and stand out, inspiring our psyche and psychic senses. We'll also add on tarot and oracle, and as well we have ghost tube here kick in, where the little ghost gif is for any audio inspirations that may further inspire or irritate. So please do receive or release freely. Leos, I'm going to take a moment here to open up. You're welcome to join me, or you can fast forward through when you're ready to take a nice big breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of the Leo Collective. Leos, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. I appreciate you. Full disclosure, got partway through your reading, little technical difficulties, had to shut her down and restart. So there's a little bit of a recap here, and your oracle cards have already been pulled, but we'll get to it. I will bring you up to speed.
Guardian.
Okay, so luckily I used a different color pen. Okay, so where I'm going to start with is the ears of listening.
Guardian.
Yep, absolutely. And a guardian is present. It's very present in your aura. And there's actually a few of them that have been coming through. So when I was leaning into this ears of listening, somebody also might be dealing with an ear infection or something along the lines, because I'm seeing like the cotton ball in the ear, but then I'm also hearing like a clear audience or something like that, a clear listening. But I'm leaning in to listen to what I'm thinking is in this curvature of the earth. There's spirit communicating with me. When I say spirit, it could be your guides, quite specifically. For some, there's a gentleman in spirit, and for others, there's a child in spirit. And when I come down to the child, it's because I was seeing pebbles and bam bam. Pebbles and bam bam. There's also something about a like for dinosaurs or something like that. Maybe somebody had a stuffy, or there's an archaeologist in the family, or somebody who just has an affinity for dinosaur stuff. And when I was wandering into that space, I remember quite specifically because there was something I was feeling about, I'm going to say worrying about my something disintegrating that has been exalted from me. And I feel like it was an energy from eons ago, right? Eons, Leo. So I don't know if this is something you're bringing back, but it's like reformed, because I'm seeing it like oil, right? Like oil now. It's being reformed as a fuel for here and now. But there might be a part of you that has been very busy in maybe whether it's corporate, creative, personal, professional, romantic, platonic, whatever these channels are in which your energy expresses and your essence expresses itself. But there's this hint that part of my divinity has been like put off to the side or something like that. Or I haven't had the time to meditate. I haven't had the time to dig into something as much as I want to. Again, whatever these channels are, but I feel like there's the essence of divine is in there in some way, shape, or form. And I'm hearing, no, it's just being prepared to be reformed. So you might even be drawing something up from a past life. And when I say past life, it's almost, again, it's in this eonic of time. No idea what that word really means, if it's even real. Eonic of time. And it's just simply been transforming to bring it forward into this lifetime and some sort of, I'm not going to say awareness, but maybe a readiness or a preparedness, because it actually happens in like a slow drip versus this big bang kind of theory. And this is, for whatever reason, that's the way it's coming through. So if you have a child in spirit, I hear that they are connecting with you, and they connect with you through how do I say, the grief cloud to clear a little bit, but they understand. They're playing and they're waiting quite patiently. Thank you. So your oracle cards that came up were destiny, patience, and bond. And I'm just trying to be fully transparent because they came out. And you can see from my writing here. And then you also had pride and strength. And I will bring these up for you in a moment so you can see more clearly. So there's the sensation if you've had a child or a partner pass. They're trying to reaffirm your bond is not broken because a reforming of existence has happened. There is something specific in relation to the way this has happened. It was discussed before this incarnation because there's something bigger happening in that spirit of destiny. For somebody quite specifically, the way I'm hearing it is, by my passing through the threshold of earthly existence into essence form, there's some sort of understanding, which I believe might be a female here, still incarnate, or predominantly in that resonance relationship, was the feminine energy. By this discussion, for knowing this or something was going to happen, there was going to be an exit point for this masculine to go, even if this was a child, to your partner, to your best friend. This was part of their process to become a spirit guide. Does that make sense? And now they are of service to you. So it is like a big destiny feel, but there's something very patient about it that has been, again, happening over eons. And they are staying with you. They've just simply transformed forms. I want to note there's a poodle in here and a piñata. I don't know what those symbols mean to something. If piñata, if there's a celebration or a birthday or a quinceañera, I'm not really sure. But if those symbols mean anything to you, please follow that. Okay, so in this curvature that I saw at one point in time as a veil, and then the veil turned into the curvature. And I saw a T-Rex with a giraffe tail. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. The T-Rex, the T-Rex has like short arms. So I'm trying to reach through this veil, this curvature of what seems to separate us. Oh, I got to relax my shoulders. But the T-Rex has short arms, so I feel I'm at a disadvantage or something, or maybe this is something about your divine or your faith or the reach I may have through realities. I don't know what it is, but if you're here, it's abstract at best, and you can follow it within the self. Ironically, my tail is a giraffe, which is where my reach is. And hearing that song, turn around, na 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 na, something about that. So there's some sort of like irony. It's like I'm reaching with my arms, but my strength of my reach is actually in my root. So maybe something in your root. What you would consider generational, what you're generating. I don't know. I'm going to leave that there. Something is like in this bean, this pod, but I'm seeing it in the shape of a sloth. So it happens slowly, but I'm hearing there's value to that. Okay, thank you. So they want to step forward again. So this power couple, this could be your masculine and feminine energy. This could be somebody in spirit, which I do feel like it is a masculine energy. Could be male express or female express. It's indifferent, but it's a masculine energy. And between these two, this is like part of the spirit guide transformation. There seems to be a sacrifice of understanding, hence the strength of stepping forward again. The sacrifice of this lifetime, having X amount of days, weeks, months, years together, was for him. For whatever needs to happen in that process, to step into the spirit guide space with you, this feminine energy, your feminine energy or masculine, and maybe your masculine energy has had to sacrifice some. It's not a sacrifice. It's really an offering, if I may. It really is an offering. Okay, so down here, this is where I'm seeing it. Aside from the cards, here's the feminine energy and here's the masculine energy. They share white light of the heart. So while I hesitate to use it for any sort of belief systems, but I will use it for the commonality of the language, the collective we generally agree on is like in the twin souls or soul flame and all that kind of good stuff. Again, if it's within the self, there's that unity. Nonetheless, I don't need to get into that. They share white light of the heart. The feminine energy works in the crown space, if I may, has white. The masculine energy has these massive antlers. So it's like they work with different elements that are complementary, not competitive. They coalesce versus combat. And if they are in any way seemingly combating, because it's like seeing somebody with a wand, but it's a magic wand, so there's magic that comes out of it. It's like he holds the wand, but she holds the magic. He and she just being relatively easy to say off the tongue of these energies. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the wand in and of itself could be rendered useless, and the magic in and of itself could not be as focused or as clear to project and focus something somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? So they are very together. They are very, very together. One sit and one kneels, and that's how I was seeing it before, is this masculine energy not bowing, but reminding you, I am here, sweet soul, to be of service, even though I have transferred forms. It happens all the time. Don't worry about it. Nobody cares. And she is in the space of pride, like the strength and the pride of remembering that and remembering I am supported. You don't have to be a female. This is just the feminine energy of pride with a proudness without without projecting it upon people. It's quiet. This power couple, now whether this is within yourself, you and somebody in spirit, you incarnate, somebody in the afterlife aura, you and a guardian, you and somebody that you're drawing in, Leos, romantic or platonic, this is a power couple. They are both of service to each other because they understand that they are patient. They are so patient in what they are working towards over eons and lifetimes. There's also something about candy coming through. Candy. Candle. It's like seeing a fruit salad that's made of candy, but it has the benefits of being fruit and not false fruit. Does that make sense? If you've had a child that passed in spirit, I want to know, they have like one of those headlamps on. They're having fun doing something. I don't know what it is. I think they're playing with other kids. I don't. They're playing. It's like they're not mining it. Okay, so I know nothing about this, so bear with me. But I don't. If I recall, it's like Minecraft or some sort of game is very popular here. So they're applying that to the multidimensional nature. So now they're like, oh. And they're able to like mine all these different things. They're learning a lot. This child in spirit is learning a lot. Absolutely. Okay. And then you had these other cards that came through, and I will bring them out for you. So a reminder, loyalty, fulfillment. See if I can get that shine off there. And trapped. Lest we forget. You will not be forgotten. You know how it can be very common to consider, excuse me, when somebody passes that they will be forgotten. I actually feel like this is happening in the other space, the earthly existence. Like, will I be forgotten? No. Your destiny is intertwined. And is helping the process of whatever that thing is from eons ago. Athens.
Lights.
Australia. And possibly Atlantis. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been rises and falls. And you guys are doing something together. Okay. So it's almost like this is the
In
point of
danger.
like, yeah, see, it's not a remember, it's a reminder. Leos, if you need a reminder from your spirit guide to know that whether you are a masculine, feminine energy predominantly, you're working with both. You always have a guide with you that has well transformed eons ago and has been with you and observing and learning with you, assisting your role in whatever reality it is that you are choosing or creating. Does that make sense? It's like you've had a bond for so long. And please remember that. And no, it's a reminder. You're being sent reminders. Because at some point in time, maybe you feel stuck or trapped, especially
Pitch and ba.
if you're working in a grief cloud right now. Because I'm seeing it like smog versus fog. And maybe I just need to rest. I'm hearing a little bit of rest. For some, this person passing stopped messages. Maybe you are a fellow tarot reader, maybe you're a fellow intuitive. And this passing of this person specifically seemed to have stopped messages. I just saw like an eye patch go over. Okay. Patience and time. Time will help. They are trying. I want to come back to that part of the ink blot. Sorry. This curvature, this veil, this space of separation. There's also, for some, it might be a straight up spirit guide that's been with you since birth. They carry a cane. It's like whittled wood. I don't know. It's whittled wood. Somebody also might be finding a stick that stands out. Okay, all these pieces here, I see up here, these are like seeds of pomegranate. If the pomegranate means anything to you, please follow that. But for me, I'm hearing with this, even with this patience of fulfillment, turning water into wine. And you don't have to follow the typical religious connotation that they may, oh my heavens and hot dogs, that might automatically be associated with. But it's the spirit of that. Any God, deity, energy, entity that you are working with. I'm also seeing mint. Like the mint leaf or spearmint or some sort of mint. Could be something to help soothe anxieties or something about the stomach. I'm seeing the diamond from cards. Oh, thank you. And then down here, I remember now when I saw that, weather workers. I don't know what a weather worker is, but that came through earlier. A weather worker.
Thursday.
Because it's like when I'm looking down at this, and if I could zoom in, it's as though I am a spirit guide, possibly a birth guide, that has been with you through all births. All births. It's like I can see from their perspective
To your left.
where there is lots of, I don't want to say lots because I don't want it to automatically associate with a lot and less than. Maybe it's light workers. Again, I don't tend to use that term a whole lot, but I will. It's indifferent to me if it's the word coming through. It's the word coming through. Because I'm seeing again like clouds, not fog or smog. I'm seeing the clouds, and it's like even sometimes we can. I don't know. There's weather between the worlds. But they can see where certain, it's like okay, Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, but thank you if you're still with me here. And if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. Oh my goodness. So you know how like we would be on Earth and you could look up at the clouds and you could scry the clouds, right? They turn into shapes and you could feel the story and the resonance, or just let them walk on by and just let them go, right? And allow that feeling. It's almost like a fragrance for some reason, the way I'm seeing it. It's like a fragrance in motion. I'm seeing those above, heaven, guardians, whatever the case, whatever dimension you might apply them to, heavenly or otherwise. They see the same clouds from the other perspective. And sometimes we create the weather, and sometimes they create weather for us to see. Does that make sense? No clue. I think it does. So if you are in pain, it's in the spirit of such to look up instead of trying to reach with T-Rex arms and feeling short. Spirit of the job you want, spirit of the raise you want. It's like turn around and use your giraffe tail, something in the root space that could be behind you. Maybe it's a gift that you've had before. Maybe it's a gift if you are sensitive and like somebody has passed and you feel like one eye's open, one eye shut, and you're not receiving messages. It's like go back to the beginning. Start at the very beginning. Something about that. Okay, I'm going to get ready to close out here because whatever this is, you have been, and I want you to know that those in spirit too, spirit in many different dimensions of that word. So yeah, like there's just so many dimensions of it. It's like I'm seeing,
Caution.
Yeah, do I say? It's as though I'm seeing spirit, somebody in the afterlife, a spirit guide. Grow from when maybe they were a child spirit guide, and not because they were a child and they were young, but they were just stepping into it. They had made that initial threshold, that whatever that is, that process of the cosmic egg. And now I see them as like an elder. But along the points, all of those points of existence in different lifetimes, decades, etc., they all simultaneously exist and apply somewhere. So they don't disintegrate. Your divinity doesn't disintegrate because your attention maybe has had to be put on different things, earthly responsibility, emotional wellness, whatever the case may be. Does that make sense? You have been loyal, and those with you have been loyal to this bigger picture that transcends the here and now, but it's important that you are here and now and remain in the present, because it's almost like a gift for you to be here, even though I understand for some there's a sensation of pain, and it's on my heart side. But that pain transmutes something, not only for you to transform and reform, but also for those in the afterlife and your guides. I'm going to close out here with your angel number, which is 9. I am compassionate. It's your compassion that makes you shine. You are devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. And I kind of want to just like remind you, there's so much love that is loyal. Somebody's cheersing you as well, like clink, cheers. Okay, is there anything else happening in this before I let you guys go? Okay, this right here. There are 2 different...
What?
They're different. It's like one one portion of myself or of my partnership, my camaraderie, whatever the case may be, is going to this school or taking this course, let's just say, and another portion is taking this course, right? Whatever course it may be. Like maybe it's like, okay, well, I'm going to, if you're in a marriage or partnership or within the self, it's like, okay, I'm going to take business, but you're going to take advertising. Because they come together, you have to go in separate directions, different classrooms, different teachers, different times of the class. But that is what brings it. So when you get together, you can bring those assets together, and now it makes your business well-rounded. Well-rounded. It doesn't have to be business per se, but whatever is in your business, in your busyness of being.
Push.
Okay, Leo, sorry. I've been yammering on here, but sorry, not sorry. You always have the power to pause, revisit, replay. You have here cauldron, synergy, and healing. Smoke and prayers came out after that. And then wishbone affirmation. 2 hands on that wish. Look at all the love around. It's so beautiful. It's so sweet. Patience to make that wish come true. Prayers are being answered. Because whatever ingredients, I want to say you both, but then for others, I want to say you all. Because it's like that weather system again I'm seeing. Maybe it's your compassion for causes in the collective. What's being cooked up. Is that what I'm seeing? Is that how I should be seeing it? When I'm looking down at the earth and I can see all the steam like pots on the stove, am I seeing what's being cooked up? Or cleansed, I just heard. Or cleansed. Compassion. It's like moving from sympathy, empathy, to compassion.
Qualified.
And that's the dial on the symbolic stove. Leos, I'm not going to carry on. I feel like I've taken up a lot of your time, but I adore you and I love you. And thank you for joining me. And until next time, I'll see you again soon for either a bonus or a fresh ink blot for February. Thank you for scrying with me. Bye. Ooh, man, that is impressive. Whew. Powerful, powerful, powerful. I really like the feeling of all that guidance and support. So beautiful.